Ladies and gentlemen, in the morning of May 29, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chaired an online meeting on the prevention and control of COVID-19 pandemic with localities across the country that have industrial park with a large concentration of workers, including Tay Ninh province.
According to the assessment of the Ministry of Health, this pandemic has the characteristics of a multi-source and multi-morphological outbreak, mainly in industrial parks, then spreading to the community, with multiple strains of infection from India and the UK. The disease is more contagious and has more severe symptoms. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính said that in the coming time, Vietnam still determines the goal of taking care and protecting people's health and lives first, also restraining, compelling, controlling, and stepping out the pandemic, especially in key localities and industrial parks. The Prime Minister requested localities to thoroughly grasp the anti-epidemic spirit, such as fighting the epidemic like fighting against the enemy. The whole political system and people must carry out a comprehensive, all-out, fast and strong offensive against the pandemic, concentrating on localizing and stamping out the pandemic faster. People are the center, the subject of epidemic prevention and control. Each agency, unit, locality, and individuals, especially the head of the unit, must promote a high sense of responsibility, take prevention as the basic strategy, never let down their guard, and it's important to stay calm to make the right decisions in the event of an outbreak. Mr. Phạm Minh Chính requested to keep up with the vaccine strategy, approach on possibilities to buy vaccines, as well as research and produce vaccines in the country, organize vaccination in order of priority for key forces and areas, explaining to the people that this is the best preventive measure. In particular, it's necessary to prevent and control the disease remotely early, even before the pandemic breaks out. With the motto 5K vaccine technology, always prevent the disease, detect early, isolate quickly, and actively treat the patients to quickly stabilize the situation, develop production and business, strictly control illegal entry and residence.
In the afternoon of May 30, Chairman of the Bronzo People Committee Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc, head of the Bronzo Steering Committee for Disease Prevention and Control, chaired a meeting to deploy urgent tasks to fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Nguyễn Thành Tâm, Secretary of the Bronzo Party Committee and Chairman of the Bronzo People Council, attended the meeting.
Secretary Nguyễn Thành Tâm asked branches and localities to strengthen supervision, both domestically and abroad, in which promoting the effectiveness of community COVID-19 groups, upholding the people's sense of responsibility, having specific plans and operating mechanism for each case, and apply information technology in medical declaration. Localities must take measures to manage people from epidemic areas to Tay Ninh province, people in isolation areas, and workers in industrial zones. Concluding the meeting, Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Ngọc appreciated the quick response of the entire political system in handling the pandemic, recognizing the spirit of determination and responsibility of each locality. He believed that each locality is an anti-epidemic fortress. It's necessary to calm down and deal with the epidemic effectively. However, localities must not be subjective. Continue to grab the list of people from epidemic areas to their localities, guide them to make medical declarations, take samples for testing, and self-isolate at home. Localities also need to strengthen inspection and handling of implementing the instructions of the Provincial People's Committee. The health sector must step up inspection of public medical facilities and clinics. Pharmacies must make medical declarations to people who buy medicine related to cough and fever symptoms. Cadres and public employees in the province are restricted from leaving the locality. If any, they must make a full medical declaration. The People's Committee of Tay Ninh Province had just directed the functional sectors, the People's Committees of the District, Town and Tay Ninh City, to strengthen the prevention and control of COVID-19 pandemic and ensure safety in industrial parks in the province. Accordingly, the Provincial Economic Joint Management Board, the Department of Labor, Invalids and Social Affairs should assume the prime responsibility and coordinate with the Department of Health and the People's Committees of District, Towns and Tay Ninh City to inspect and request all industrial parks, economic zones, export processing zones, factories, enterprises in and outside the industrial parks to comply with regulations on epidemic prevention and control, self-assess safety level and update to COVID-19 safety map. On workers in industrial parks, factories, and related people are required to make medical declarations. Enterprises that don't meet the criteria for epidemic prevention and control must immediately suspend operations. Currently, the situation of the COVID-19 epidemic in Vietnam is getting more complicated as the number of positive cases of SARS-CoV-2 in the community has intended to decrease, especially in localities bordering Tay Ninh, such as Ho Chi Minh City, Long An, and Bình Dương provinces. This is seen as one of the sources of risk for the disease to spread to Tay Ninh province. The Provincial Steering Committee for Disease Prevention and Control has directed to raise the alert and the fight against the pandemic to a higher level, and also switch from the state of epidemic prevention to fighting against the pandemic. Tay Ninh has begun to deploy more traffic checkpoints to check vehicles and people to the locality. Specifically, the Department of Transport Zone assumed the prime responsibility for and coordinate with functional sectors in setting up a number of checkpoints at traffic routes connecting with provinces and cities to conduct medical examination to people from other provinces and cities to the province. Previously, Tay Ninh Department of Transport established anti-epidemic checkpoints at key intersections with 3 fixed teams and 1 quick response team. All of the activities will serve to quickly trace and localize in the event of an epidemic. Those who have abnormal signs of health and symptoms of the disease, the team will instruct to contact the nearest medical unit for examination.
The audience, in order to detect early cases of SARS-CoV-2 infection in the community, on May 29, 2021, Go Dao District Health Center took sample for a random screening test on workers in Phuoc Dong Industrial Park.
Go Dao District Health Center has completed taking samples on 150 workers, securities, and caterers of owned companies in the industrial park. Previously, the unit had taken a random screening test sample for 50 people. Those selected workers and employees strictly comply with the regulations on taking samples for testing. Phuoc Dong Industrial Park now has 53,000 workers and employees. The number of random tests is expected to increase in the coming time. The District Health Center will also conduct screening tests for all medical staff working in high-risk environments. All patients who come for examination and treatment at the mentioned departments are also samples for testing.
The audience in recent years, the support programs of the industry and trade sector, including capital from the Industrial Promotion Program, have made an important contribution to promoting the development of the private economy, improving the quality of life of a large number of people in rural areas. This is also a great encouragement for businesses to become increasingly developed and gain a foothold in the market.
As for TayNin Co. Limited, rising from a small business production facility, its development is associated with the support of industrial promotion capital, with a total amount of 140 million Vietnam dong used to renew machinery and equipment. Despite being impacted by COVID-19 pandemic, the facility's production continued to grow and began to regain momentum, with the main product being rice paper. Apart from supplying the domestic market, the unit has also exported to some Asian countries. In 2019, the company received 140 million of industrial promotion capital from the Department of Industry and Trade of Tay Ninh Province. Based on the capital, the company has invested in a closed processing line. This modern line has shortened the growing time compared to manual work. Similarly, over 10 years of operation, Amazon rice paper production facility located in Ninh Thuận Ward, Tay Ninh City, out by Mr. Nguyễn Văn Sơn, has also received financial support worth 160 million Vietnam dong from the Industrial Promotion Program of the province in 2020. Thanks to the capital, this facility has been more boldly investing in renewing equipment and machinery to expand production scale, improve product quality, and increase its competitiveness in the market. After 15 years of operation, we were able to invest in modern new growing technology thanks to the support 160 million Vietnam dong from the Industrial Promotion Program of the province. Hopefully, in the near future, we will develop this model further to meet the needs of the market. As for Hoàng Phát Nghĩa Food Co. Limited, based in Bào Năng Commune, U Minh Châu District, specializing in the production of agricultural growers and packaged coffee, the company has been supported twice by the industrial promotion activities of the Department of Industry and Trade. Mr. Phuoc Dong Nghĩa, director of the company, said that during the production process, his business has to invest in a lot of things. However, with the support of nearly 100 million Vietnam dong, the company is very excited to produce more bread rolls. The remarkable point of the Industrial Promotion Program of Tay Ninh Province in the 2016-2020 period is the support for the application of advanced machinery and equipment to industrial and handicraft production. The program has encouraged many local rural enterprises and industrial establishments that are in the stage of formation or have come into stable operation to boldly expand production, innovate technology, machinery, and equipment to increase the competitiveness of products in the market, contributing to economic restructuring towards industrialization and modernization. To further deepen the support activities for the development of typical rural industrial products, to bring practical effects to contribute to the socio-economic development of the province. In the period of 2021-2025, the province will continue to promote and effectively implement the Industrial Promotion Program in the direction of focusing on supporting industries and products with potential and development prospects.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for sharing with us and see you next time.